to the Pink Flamingo Network. Starring Poppy Ortiz and Jew Solo. That's right.
We just heard recently that Jamie Foxx is going to be playing as Mike Tyson in the Mike Tyson biopic. Sadly, Martin Scorsese will not be directing this, which is pretty sucks, man.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I'm sure they're going to pick a good director. Hopefully they pick a good director to, bring this thing to life. But Martin Scorsese coming in to do it would have been awesome. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, Jamie Foxx has been rumored with this movie for a long time, as well as Scorsese.
Yeah.
Hopefully, maybe it's not the end for him. I mean, there's no director attached. We know he was, and he was going to bring his de-aging technology that he used for The Irishman.
Yeah.
He was going to originally use it for this movie, and that would have been really cool to see. But his name's not attached right now, like Juice said, so...
Yeah, and there's nothing that said that he wouldn't do it or is not going to do it. Maybe if they hold out another year or something, he can do it after he does the Killer of the Flower Moon. So,
exactly.
Yeah, that would be really awesome. I think he's done Raging Bull with Robert De Niro, so he's done this type of movie before, even though this one would be extra. But yeah, I'm super pumped. I'm sure they're gonna pick somebody that's gonna come along and do it justice. It looks like that it's gonna take place smack dab in his prime in the 1980s. There's rumors that they're also gonna go back into his childhood a little bit, and it'll kind of go back and forth type of thing, which is pretty dope. Kind of like how they did like the Michael Jordan doc where they kept flashing back.
Exactly.
So that'd be definitely pretty dope. Jamie Foxx also has been doing interviews on this for years, since 2015. He's done multiple interviews. And he actually did an interview where he's talking. He has a nice little snippet where he's talking about the opening part of the script, even though I'm sure the script probably changed.
Yeah, and Jamie Foxx, I don't know, I think he's perfect for this. He's got the impression down to a T. He sounds just like him. And if you really think of it, he looks just like him too. And now he's getting so jacked that, I mean, he can be a spitting image of Mike. And I think he's going to do us some justice.
I'm also interested to see who they have played as Teddy Atlas, which would be pretty dope.
I love Teddy. What about Don King?
Or Don... Damn.
They have to incorporate Don King. Come on.
You got to incorporate Don. You got to incorporate Teddy. So there's going to be some dope casting on that end coming out.
And I was thinking of directors that could do it.
Yeah.
And Danny Boyle comes to mind.
Danny Boyle.
Yeah, he did the Steve Jobs movie, Slumdog Millionaire.
Yeah.
So he's kind of done with the Steve Jobs movie. He goes into certain time periods and gives a good biography to the story.
My director of choice would be Ryan Coogler. He's had history doing boxing films with Creed. I think he would tell a really grounded story and kind of get into depths in what Mike Tyson went through. He had a tragic upbringing and stuff, and I think he would do a good job telling that story for sure.
Yeah, and they got to go into his coke habits.
You got to go into the coke habits.
The domestic abuse.
Everything.
All that.
If you're going to do this right, Mike Tyson was a wild man. You have to go in depth.
There's a great story there, and
yeah, I wonder if Mike Tyson is okay with this though.
I think he's in a good. He's boxing again.
Yeah.
He swore he wouldn't box again because
He's a changed man.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. He's still scary, so
knock you out.
He ain't losing that.
Scary, terrifying. When he got back in shape, he was wearing a Clipper shirt, and I wanted to say take the Clipper shirt off, but nah.
What man at that age is looks like that doing
Ripped.
what? It looks like he could knock out a cow.
Seriously.
Oh my God, you know how hard it is to knock out a cow?
But we have a nice little clip of Jamie Foxx talking about that opening scene, which I know Ray thinks it seems like Martin Scorsese was like a Martin Scorsese script with the way he talks about it and the way things unfold. It does feel like a Martin Scorsese script. But let's get into the clip.
Are they going to use any? I'm sure they're going to use some sort of CGI to play a young Mike.
Yeah, because what's going to happen is that they have the new technology now that, as a matter of fact, Martin Scorsese.
This is 2015.
Would allow us to play him young as well, because we were talking about who do we get to play the young Mike Tyson. Luckily, the technology's on our side. Let me give you the opener of the
perfect.
The camera is high,
he doesn't
but not as high as the head.
He still looks young.
Snaking through New York, somewhere in New York, and it's cold, and people are on their way to work. It's just one camera, and you hear focus mitts being hit in the distance, and it's just capturing regular day, blue collar people. You know what I'm saying? The hood, it's just regular. People on their way somewhere, and then we get up to this boxing gym. We see the doors, and the camera stops, and you hear.
I'm with you.
Open magically. Camera snakes in, and we see in the distance a hulking figure holding focus mitts and a little kid hitting the mitts. And you hear the kid asking the hulking figure, "My dad said you were amazing. My dad said you was one of the best. You was boss. You was this, you was that." And you hear the person's voice, "Don't worry about what your dad said. Just throw the right. make sure you keep your left, though, get your head knocked off.
Sounds just like him.
And as the camera gets closer, you see that it's now Mike Tyson. No, but my dad said, I'm gonna tell you one time, don't say anything about your dad. I don't care. That was back in the day. Just throw the left, and when you shoot the right, shoot it with authority. Shoot like you mean it. And he throws it right, and he hits Mike, and Mike acts like he's falling in super slow motion. And when he hits the ground, ding, 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 he's back at the last fight. He got knocked out. And he's he's there. And as you see him, the last fight, he's on the ground, and he rests back on the ropes, and he sees everybody talking shit. Everybody saying, get up, Mike. Some people saying you a bum. Some people saying all the things that people were saying, because we were split at that time. And he rests back on the rope, spits his mouthpiece out, and it goes calm. And you just
he's got me captivated.
I'm in there.
And he's saying, I'm done with all of this.
Word.
And all of a sudden, just as we relax into that moment, the ref comes up, 1, 2.
Yeah.
And we flash back to the young Mike. That's how it opens.
Yo, when's this come out, though? We ain't got a release date?
He knew what he was doing when he told that story. Look at him.
And this is 5 years ago. Like that really does show you like how long it does take to sometimes get a picture going.
Or to do it right.
And if you're passionate about it.
Yeah.
If you want to do it, it might take a little bit. That opening scene sounds super tough. If it's the same scene that they actually use in the movie, it'd be super tough, but it's probably going to change up.
I hope, but if it is, we'll know.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, because he kind of just laid it out.
And
that sounds dope.
And that's great because you see, like, he's a funny guy. To me, he's one of the funniest guys ever.
Most talented guys.
But he can also act his ass off.
Yeah.
And he's proved that in Law Abiding Citizen. There's a couple movies that he did that were
Django.
more serious. Yeah. I love. Who doesn't love Django?
For sure. Yeah.
So I think he's gonna really kill it.
Yeah, I think he's gonna do a phenomenal job. Ray Charles, remember he was in the Ray Charles film.
There you go, that too.
Won an Oscar for it too. So yeah, definitely deserves that. But he's one of the most talented dudes. Like period. Like I think he can dance, sing. He's a comedian. He can act. Like it's ridiculous.
Forgot he's got a singing career.
Yeah.
Let's sing his
Leave
ass
him
off.
alcohol, seriously. All right, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this new news. I know we did. If you liked the video, please like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and until next time, guys.